Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha, giving the chorus all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, by Shema, Mashah, Wamalaki, Havashah. That's all praise, and honor, and glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahavashah. That's your brother Yasha Ali coming back, Shah, with yet another video through the Spirit and Power Yahweh, by Shema, Mashah, Wamalaki, Havashah. All right, Shalom, Shalom. So I'm going to get straight into this. This is going into a quick breakdown lesson on how, basically, in the law, it will show you the stratification between how Israelites should treat other Israelites and how Israelites should treat the heathen. So because here's the thing, a lot of Christians, they'll go into the New Testament, they'll think that Paul is actually being sent to actual ethnic Gentiles, real Gentiles in the flesh, real Edomites, Moabites, real Ammonites, you know what I'm saying, in the flesh. And this is just simply not the case, because how in the hell would that line up with the Most High's laws, right? Because let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's get an example, right? Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 19, right? So, and it reads, Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 19, thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. So you can't lend upon usury to your brother. That's in the law. The reason why the Lord says, for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments not grievous, in 1 John 5 and 3, as well as 1 John 5 and 2. It says, and this is how we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. The reason why there's keeping the commandments is love is because it literally teaches you how to love your brother. Because if you love your brother, you're not going to lend upon usury to him. Lending upon usury is the act of what? Basically lending him a great sum of money with a high loan of interest, right? With a high interest rate. So let's say, you're lending upon usury to your brother, meaning, let's get the definition first and I'll expound upon that, right? Usury. It says the illegal action. And it's illegal in the scriptures. All right. That's where Esau gets this from, because he got it from the Bible. All right. It's illegal because, Deuteronomy 23:19, you can't lend upon usury to your brother. Right. But it says the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. So you're lending money to your brother. Let's say you lend him $100. Right. Here, you can borrow this, but let's say every day he doesn't pay that $100 back. Every day he doesn't pay it back, it's another $100 added onto it. So let's say you lend upon usury to him. You lend him $100 on Tuesday. 7 days after that, a week after that, basically he owes you $800, because that's $700 more for each day that he missed paying you back. You see that? That's off. The Lord said that's off. Right? You can't do that to your brother, man. Unreasonably high rates of interest. That's an unreasonably high rate of interest. But guess what? Esau, he would do that to us. He would lend upon usury to us. Hella high interest rates. We can't pay it back. We can't pay back the debt. And if you can't pay back the debt, then your credit score gets low and all this other stuff, and you get fined even more, which doesn't make any sense, man. Right? So the Lord said, Deuteronomy 23, verse 19, thou shalt not lend upon usury to thy brother, meaning to another Israelite, right? Usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury. Verse 20, but here's the thing, here's the difference, right? Verse 20, unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury. So to a stranger, you can lend upon usury, though, right? And this stranger is going into a heathen, an actual heathen, man. Right? It says, unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury. So that shows you right there that in the law, Israelites are commanded to treat heathen differently than their brother. They can lend upon usury to the heathen and take advantage of them, right? But they cannot take advantage of their brother, right? Why? Because he's another Israelite, right? It says what? But unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand it to do to, Slakia, in the land whither thou goest to possess it. Right? So that'll show you right then and there Because here's the thing. When we look at all these other nations, they have love for their own nation. They put up for their own people. Moab, he will sacrifice certain things just for the betterment of his society and for his nation, right? Moab, you know what I'm saying? He will deal only with Moab. His money circulates around his community. He's only dealing with his own nation, man, right? Esau, he deals with Esau and puts up for each other. They put up for each other. Their laws are for the betterment of their society and for their nation, right? That's why they put certain laws in there for to basically take advantage of the Israelites and to take advantage of us, right? And also to betterment themselves. So, but what we see here in the law that, look, you know what I'm saying? We can't lend upon usury to our brother, but we can lend upon usury to the stranger, right? Who's a damn heathen, right? Now let's go to this. I want to get this word real quick for heathen, or salaki for stranger, because you do have two types of strangers even found in the law and in the whole Bible, right? Just like how you find two different types of heathen and two different types of Gentiles. But that's a video within itself, right? But I'm going to get this real quick. Get this word for stranger, right? So stranger is nakri.
Strong's
right?
H5237. Nochri. Nochri.
Right, like a stranger, right? A foreigner, an alien, right? So these heathen, the Lord called them aliens. Everybody trying to figure out there's aliens. The heathen are aliens, man, to Israelites. They're strangers. They're foreigners. We don't know them, man, right? They're unknown damn creatures, right? But let's go to this. Let's get another law. And it just doesn't stop there. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 14. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 14. Deuteronomy 14 and verse number 21. So I'm gonna start at verse 20, right? It says, "But of all clean fowls ye may eat." All right. And also Deuteronomy 14 is going into what you can and cannot eat. It's basically a reiteration of Leviticus, the 11th chapter. It's going into the dietary laws, right? Now, here's the thing. If anybody believes that this is done away with, when in the Bible did this ever change? When in the Bible did the Lord ever say, I came to do away with Deuteronomy 14? He never said that, right? Just put that out there, man. So it's still prevalent to this day. The law is still prevalent to this day. We still have to keep it to the best of our ability, right? But let's go to Deuteronomy 14 and verse 20. "But of all clean fowls you may eat. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself." So we're commanded in the law. We're not allowed to eat anything that dies of itself, meaning of natural causes. They'll tell you that in different translations, right? "Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it. Or thou mayest sell it unto an alien," meaning unto a heathen. You can sell it to the heathens. But what? "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk," meaning you can't boil. That's what it means to seethe, right? To boil a kid, a young goat, in his mother's milk, because that's off, right? You take his mother's milk and you boil. Yeah, you know, that's off. But the point is that we can't eat of anything that dies of itself. We Israelites are commanded to not do that, right? Let's say a cow just dies of old age. We can't eat that cow anymore because it just died of natural causes. The Lord said that we had to kill it and eat it and let the blood, right, drip down onto the floor. Right, I'm gonna get that real quick. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 17. All right, the law of blood. Right, Leviticus 17 and verse number right. Let's go to Leviticus 17 and verse 13. "And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that he may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust." So we are commanded to kill the animal and pour out the blood on the dust, right? So that's how we're supposed to be killing. We're supposed to be killing our animals, right? Not, let's say they, a damn cow or a damn, kid, a young goat dies of a disease and then we go and eat it. No, the Lord said we can't do that. But the thing is, the Lord said, that we as Israelites, we're set apart people, so we can't do that. But you can sell that meat. Don't just, don't just throw it away. And you can sell that meat to a damn heathen. Sell it to a heathen. Just like how they do us. Hey, guess what? Muslims, they sell pork to us. They sell pork to Jake in the hood. But guess what? These Muslims, they're not going to eat that pork. Right? Hey, Moab, he sells dog, cat, bat, every damn animal that is in the book. Right? Every damn animal that moveth and goeth upon all four, and that creepeth upon the earth. The Lord, Moab will sell that to Jake in the hood, in the local Chinese restaurant in the hood. But he won't even eat out of the same bowls. All right, he's eating something different. He's not eating that, right? So the same thing as these heathen, they do that thing. They do that to us. Guess what? The Lord said we can do that to them, man. Right? We can't eat of anything that died of itself, but we can sell it and give it unto the heathen, though. They can eat it, right? Because the Lord's not really dealing with the heathen like that. Remember, the laws in specific was given to the children of Israel, right? Let's go to Psalm chapter 78 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children. So a lot of possessive words right there. Right? It says he appointed a law in Israel. You see that? Not in all nations. He appointed a law in Israel. That's who the law, statutes, commandments was initially given to. Right? Although the heathen will have to keep it in the world to come, but guess what? In this world, it wasn't necessarily given to them. Right? It was given to the children of Israel. Right? Now I'm gonna get this precept too. It's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 3. And verse number 35, it says, or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? So Ezra is asking the Lord, hey, what people kept the Lord's commandments, right? Or what people kept your commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. So plain, the heathen have not kept the precepts and the commandments of the Most High. They're doing whatever they want to do, sacrificing the damn children and drinking blood and, doing all this other stuff. And the Lord is still not really judging them like that because he's not dealing with them. Like Amos 3:1 on down, the Lord said, hear you this word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel, or against you, O house of Israel, you only have I known, out of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I'll punish you for all your iniquities. So the Lord is saying, hey, I've only known Israel out of all these other families. And that's who I'm going to be dealing with, right? On a real high level, right? So, but those are just two laws, to show the stratification and the difference between Israelites and heathen, even in the law. Now, I'm going to give you one more, right? Let's go to the book of Leviticus real quick, right? Leviticus chapter 25 and verse number, right? Leviticus 25 and verse 44. It says, so, man, this is crazy, right? This is crazy. So, but I'm going to get straight to the point. Let's go to verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids. So the Lord said that if we want slaves, the slaves have to be the heathen, right? They have to be the heathen. You can put these heathen in slavery. That's what the Lord said, right? Moreover, the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. Meaning, remember, possession, basically you owning the heathen, right? It says what? And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you. That's chattel slavery, right? Meaning that the slave is passed down as an inheritance, just like how you have land that's passed down unto generation. These slaves, these heathen, can be taken slaves, and they can be passed down from generation to generation, that your sons and your sons and your sons can have these same descendants of these slaves, right? For your children after you, to inherit them for a possession, they shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. That's plain, man. That's plain. So how in the hell is a heathen in the same viewed the same way, right, as an Israelite? How in the hell is a heathen, right, equal with another Israelite, man? There's no way. So Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6, 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9, Deuteronomy 14 verse 2, and Deuteronomy chapter 10, all these precepts, right, still apply to this day, man. The Lord still looks at Israel, right? Still looks at the children of Israel higher, all right, than the other nations. But with that, all praises to Yahweh, Shema Mashak, Wamalaki, Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, this is edifying, Brother Yasha Allah, Shalom.